Hello, love. Welcome home to Eden, where the lawnmowers are going incessantly here in Shelburne Falls. This is Adam's Eden. In Adam's Eden, there's a lot of machinery. And this world has been taken over by the atoms, even the splitting of the atom. You know, the guys love machines because of all the power it gives them. And that feeling of vulnerability where you don't have power that's when you have reverence for nature. That's, not too long ago, we couldn't cut down every tree in 20 minutes. We couldn't at all. It would have taken a week or a month, way too much time that we need to give to the family if we were foraging, But in Adam's Eden, it's really noisy. I mean, it'd be really nice if the atoms would understand that the Eves want the peace of the garden. We want the sanctuary of sacred sound, of music, of laughter, of the sounds of nature. And if the atoms start listening to the Eves, then what happens is, some boundaries get set up around the certain days when you can mow the lawn, all of you guys together, and fill the air with a horrible cloud of putrid smell, Or maybe you start listening to the women about sustainable gardening and not mowing the lawn and not using up those resources and not even watering lawns. How about let's just cut down the lawn once in a while so it doesn't turn into a forest, and let's let all the wildflowers grow and all the medicinal plants grow. That's my Eden. In Eve's Eden, it's wilder, guys. You have less control. It's true. You have more freedom, though, when you don't have to spend your Sundays and your Saturdays, your precious time off, mowing the lawn because you have nothing better to do with your life. You start to find the art within you. You start to have reverence for nature around you. And one of the, I wait for days just to be able to do a video without a lawnmower. And it's like, here's this beautiful, quaint little town. And with that sound going on, it doesn't have that spiritual quality, right? I go for a walk with this friend of mine who says he loves nature and he knows all the names of the plants and the mushrooms. And as we're walking along, he sees a mushroom. He goes, "Oh, look, I bet I know what that is." And he picks it up, he rips it up, and he looks at the root, he goes, no, it's not, and he tosses it. And I'm like, where's your reverence for nature? Where's your reverence for the mushroom family, Like, he's like, what are you talking about? It's just a mushroom. There's 100 mushrooms, thousands of mushrooms. It doesn't matter if you kill a mushroom. I'm like, does it matter if you kill a person? There's thousands of people, And I sound insane, right? Talking to the masculine in the feminine terms of reverence for something invisible, reverence for something so tiny and small. So when I write my desire for the masculine, the man I'm looking for, this song of India Ari's comes to mind, where she says, a man who loves music, dancing and art, respects the spirit world and thinks with his heart. That's the man I'm looking for. But what does it mean to respect the spirit world? Okay, so you have the spirits of nature, right? And you have the plant in your living room, it has a spirit. You have that little mushroom in the forest, and if you really are a mushroom forager, and you need to be able to pick the mushrooms to look at their roots and such to learn about them, you can talk to the mushroom before you do. You can thank it, you can take it with reverence and gratitude, and don't just chuck it, like it's all in how things are done and how often, and what about the spores of the mushroom for it to be able to regenerate? How do you pick a mushroom so that it comes back versus being gone from the forest? That's a really important deal with mushroomers. They know this. But when we go at life with our just this idea of loving nature, this idea of, oh, I know the plants, so I'm a nature man, it's all an ego drama about wanting to be that person, unless you respect the spirit world. And this is what women are talking about in terms of polluting the air with bad sounds. Like when I go up to Lotus Lake, it's a little bit terrifying. My daughter went up to camp there the other night, and there's all these guys on these huge cars ripping through the forest, these big mobiles. It's illegal to do that. It's not legal, but they love it because it's terrifying in the night, and they could be running over kids in their tents. In the sanctuary of the place, I went there the other day, and guys were doing the same thing in the middle of the day. You men, where do you have a center within you that respects the spirit world? You know, the spirit world is woman. That is the women around you. I'm sorry, I sound so angry today, but that's the way. When the lawnmowers start going, that's what I get triggered into. It's like, okay, guys are out to kill. And I rarely get to take a walk with any guy in nature where he doesn't have to kill something. He wants to kill, he wants to fish. He wants to kill some fish. He wants to rip up a mushroom and kill it. He wants to whack things down so I can walk better. He wants to hunt. Well, if you need to hunt to feed your family, that's such a different quality. The men who pray to the spirits of that deer in order to receive their medicine power and feed their family, that is really, really different than having all the food you need and just going out. My friend the other night, he goes to a dinner, they're all feeding elk. This guy saw an elk and he shot it, and now and I'm like, oh, wonderful. So he's a spiritual hunter. Oh, what's so spiritual about him? Oh, he's a hippie and he just kills stuff. You know, that's not spiritual hunting. And what about the spiritual hunting for your soul? You know, hunt for your soul's purpose. Hunt for the meaning of your life. Hunt for hunt for the parts of yourself that are so egomaniacal that we don't ever get to do anything for anybody else truly, because we're so wrapped up in our idea of being good people. You know, that's the many selves that Gurdjieff, a great spiritual teacher, he talks about self-observation and how we all have many, many selves. And until we can see our different selves, we don't know which one is going to take over the office or be cooking dinner. Is it the mama cooking dinner, or is it the selfish little teenager self who's cooking and demanding other people serve her, you know? And then later you're like, oh, I meant to serve my family, and instead everybody felt berated and like they were being asked to serve me. You know, so getting aware of your many different selves and seeing when they show up, oh my God, I'm in a job interview and my little child self is showing up here and sabotaging, right? So if we want to revere nature, we want to go like help save the planet, and then our debauched self shows up who just is lazy and wants to watch movies all day and does. It's okay if you see your different selves and you know your weaknesses and you go, okay, I know I'm not that perfect person. I do need to be debauched on certain days and just lay around and to be self-centered, and you know, but on that day, it's not going to be the day that my kids are home. It's not going to be the day that I should be at work. Right? If you see yourselves, you can channel, give them space, the wild self, great self to bring to the salsa night, like me. I let out that wild, sexy self there. And then, you know, when I'm interviewing people for my solar job, holding back my sexual energy is really important. Okay, there's my rant. Oh, and maybe a few moments of peace. Listen to that. Oh, no, here's just another one. Okay, much love, darling. Stop mowing the lawn, okay? Do something more with your life. Find a different way, a lawn treatment. There's a lot of plants that grow and cover, like blueberries, for example, little low blueberries. Anything besides mowing the lawn. Okay, much love to you, darling. Love life.